Today with Caleb, we are back. This time, no movies to show you, but some great stuff nonetheless. Stay tuned to the end of this video to see some mind-blowing stuff. We have Funko Pops, we have a shirt, we have some books, we have a little basketball, and we have a Walt Disney vacation guide. So stay tuned to the end. We're going to start with the books that I picked up. Some of these were actually in my dad's collection that he let me have. We're going through some things, so he knew I was a comic collector. No shocker there. Been collecting most of my life. So we'll start with what I got from him, and this is the Crusaders, like some religious comic books, which is interesting. Don't think there's a lot of them out there, and these look to be from the 80s, maybe the mid-80s, so interesting to add to my comic collection. Then I got this at Goodwill. This is Collector's Edition WrestleMania, kind of the WrestleMania yearbook. That's a cool shot of WrestleMania, and it just kind of details some of the highlights from WrestleMania. Then this was actually at the discount Goodwill. It was like 25 cents, 10 cents, something like that. Michael Phelps, No Limits, The Will to Succeed. So watch Michael Phelps' journey. Not his first run or his second run, but the year in Beijing where he got, was it 8 medals, I believe? Yeah, 8 gold medals. So excited to read that. We watched him and, of course, the NBA team in their defense. Well, their start back to defend the Redeem team. And then we would watch Misty May and Kerry Wash. One of the coolest sports I like to play when we get opportunity is, of course, sand beach volleyball or even indoor volleyball. I do enjoy, but it's because of Missy May and Kay Walsh, not Dahlhauser and Rogers, even though they were great. Missy May and Kay Walsh, we watched every match they ever did in the Olympics. Great team, one of the greatest teams ever assembled. Two women with one goal. They were a great team. It was fun to watch their matches along with Michael Phelps and the USA basketball team. Didn't really watch a lot of the other stuff, like the running with Usain Bolt was good, but anyway, we are way rambling, so I'm going to be quiet, show some books off. This is the 7-book library, a mix with Disney and Pixar, which I thought was interesting. There's the 7 books there. Then Spyology, the complete book of spycraft. And this just has a bunch of like codes that you break and mysteries to solve. This little thing spins and you solve a code, so that is great. Then the Chicago Bulls, and this is another thing that was like stuffed in some closets we went through. and I didn't think it would still fit, but it did. That is Chicago Bulls. The was this 97, their last championship together. Then on the back it has the scores when they defeated the Utah Jazz. Great time in sports. We obviously we cheered for the Bulls. So somehow my dad and his friend cheered for the Utah Jazz. I don't know if they were kidding or what, but such a great time to be an NBA fan back then. And still to this day, MJ was my first main NBA guy, then it was Kobe Bryant, now it's Steph Curry. So wonderful to refine that. You know, sometimes you forget gems like this tucked away and you refind them. Speaking of gems, we're going to show the Disney guide, but this cheetah basketball, let's see, there it is. We actually got when we stayed at the Animal Kingdom Lodge in 02, 03, 2003 maybe. Our cousin worked, well, she retired now, but she worked at the Disney Cruise Lines, and they did like a retreat thing or a meeting, and we actually met them at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, stayed there, got a basketball. The next day, woke up, went to, I believe we went to Animal Kingdom, that makes sense. Then she toured us around, we explored the parks, and that kind of rekindled our love for Disney. Obviously, still going strong to this day. And now we'll show the Funko Pops I got at FYA. I know I went in there because Josh wanted to go in there. Wasn't planning on buying anything. I usually don't buy a lot of media unless there's like a sale and I have to dig through. And certainly don't buy pops if I can help it. Like CS, I try to limit my Funko Pops to a minimum. Don't go too crazy, but this time they had a sale, so I broke down and I bought some pops. And this one actually started it. I love the idea of this DC Looney Tunes matchup. Bugs Bunny as Superman, FYA exclusive, and as a child growing up, being so close to Six Flags over Georgia, these two properties were very prominent in the Six Flags theme park. So to see a matchup of these two coming together, that just drew me in, because when we were like 2, we went to Six Flags, saw Bugs Bunny, as we would call him, at the parks. They had Batman the ride back, well, not when we were 2, maybe a little later, but such a cool idea, and these were exclusives. So I did some digging, and while I was digging, I found there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I found 4. I could not find the 5th one, but Lola Bunny as Wonder Woman, that is just such a cool pop. Had to get that one. So I kept digging because there was a sale. So we have Bugs, we have Lola, Wile Coyote as Cyborg. That is just too cool. That is awesome. And then, this is just such a iconic pose there. Sylvester as Batman. That is just too cool. Again, going back to the parks, Batman the ride, still one of my favorite rides at Six Flags. So to have Sylvester as Batman, just genius. Genius marketing. The one I could not find was Tasmanian Devil as Flash. They did not have it. I'm watching a few on eBay. Maybe it's a little more than I would like to pay for a Funko Pop, but we'll see. I might get them, I might not. And with Funko Pops, I don't really complete the collection. Like, say, this one. This is the Toy Story Aliens remix of Pixar films, Elastigirl. FY exclusive because it's the gray suit. But just for example, I wouldn't go out and get all of these pops. Elastigirl Incredibles is meaningful to me, so I grabbed this one because it's Toy Story, it's Pixar, it's Disney, that's all I want. One pop from this line. But these are all exclusive, and like I said, the Six Flags tie-in, there's 5 of them. It's DC, it's comics, it's Looney Tunes, it's cartoons, it's childhood, it's Six Flags, all that ties in. So hopefully one day I will get the 5th and complete the set. I think this is the only Funko Pop set I would have completed. They did have some ones I could have completed there, but again, I don't complete sets unless it has meaning behind it. But we showed this one, Elastigirl, and then this one blew me away. Who remembers the Adventures of Gummy Bears? That blew me away as a kid. I had to get Gruffy. They did have, let's see, they had Tummy and Cubby, so I could have got 3 out of the 5. I would have been missing Zoomy and Tummy, but again, like I said, I don't, that's not my goal to complete sets. Gruffy was my favorite on Gummy Bears, so I got Gruffy. They had, like I said, I could have got 3 of the 5, but just stuck with Gruffy. Again, I come back to these two. Although Lola is a great figure as Wonder Woman, but how could you choose between these two? You can't. Or 3, really. How could you choose? If you had to choose one of these, comment down below. Which one would you choose? Probably Batman, Sylvester, but then you leave Bugs Bunny, you leave Lola. I mean, it's tough. And we end with the coolest thing. I know I'm rambling today, but the Disney Vacation Guide, I guess, like magazine, and I love collecting this. Me and CS collect park maps every time we go. I have from 2000s, I got park maps, and every trip I go now, I grab a park map because they do change the park almost every time I go. Probably not every time I go, but most people. And look at that. Disney's MGM Studios, and let's look. uh, Tower Terror, Backlot Studio Tour. And Epcot had, let's see, oh, Horizons, man, that was a ride. If if I had one wish, I would, well, probably money or something along those lines, but if I was president of the Walt Disney Company or over the parks, I would bring back Horizons. Close second would be To Fix Journey into the Imagination with Figment, but bring back Horizons. I rode that early on as a kid, real young. But I remember being so fascinated by Horizons the ride. Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. Did you ever ride that at Epcot? They have Test Track because it was about to come to Epcot to replace Horizons. Then Buzzy, that's neat. I love these magazines. This is my first one actually. But this was in the attic, mixed in with some stuff. I don't know why, but it's the coolest thing ever. Just looking at the history, looking what rides they had back then, what they were promoting as new, coming soon. Just incredible stuff. I'm just a sucker for Disney park history like that. Hope you enjoyed this video. We found some exclusive pops. We kind of toured the Bulls history and Disney history with some others thrown in. So hit the thumbs up button. Share with the Disney, Pixar, Looney Tunes, Six Flags, DC, Bulls, MJ fan. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel below right now. Until next time, guys, keep collecting.